Hi, my name's Olivia and I'm a first-time mom with an almost 1-year-old baby boy, and I like to do things a little bit more natural, a little bit more on the crunchy side of things. I like to talk about motherhood, pregnancy, birth, all those types of things. So now being just a couple days shy of a year postpartum, I want to share some permanent body changes, not only physical but also mental, mindset type of things, marriage changes, all those types of things. And maybe you are thinking about having a baby, you are pregnant, and wondering what life is going to look like a year from now, or maybe you're even in the early postpartum days and you are wondering how things are going to look. This is just an example of me, my personal journey and experience, and how I feel. And so I hope this gives some kind of, insight into what life could look like a year down the road. So before we get into this, I just want to mention that this is going to be a little bit of TMI. I'm not really going to hold back. And some of these things are a little bit, I don't know. I just hope that only mamas are watching this, only women. But, I just have to be honest. And so we get into these physical body changes first. One thing that has changed is my boobs. So whenever I was pregnant, my nipples got a lot darker and they got bigger. So the darkness has changed. They have gone back to like their normal color, but they're still big. I am nursing my son still, and so maybe that is just a piece of it, or maybe they're gonna look like this forever. I'm not totally sure, but that is definitely a thing. And another piece that I did not even know was a thing was one boob is way larger than the other. Way larger, like I would say like 2 cup sizes larger at pretty much all times. Don't look, you can't really tell right now, but it's just a thing. And I guess he just favored one side over the other, and that is what happened. And at like 5 or 6 months, I remember trying to fix this and like trying to make him like eat only on one side to maybe make that one bigger and more milk come to that side, whatever. It didn't work. So I'm just living with it and it's fine. It's whatever. You can not tell that much in clothes, so yeah. But if like my husband knows, it is a drastic difference. And I was not aware that that was a thing. Another thing that I was not aware of is Diastasis Recti, Diastasis Recti. I don't know the right way to say it because I've heard both ways, but it's basically when your abs are separated and you can put like your fingers in between. So I started with like a 3-finger gap, almost 4, and now I have it down to 1. So I don't know, again, I'm a year postpartum and I still have a 1-finger gap. I don't know if that's going to stay forever. I really hope not. I hope it comes back together. I'm still working on getting it back together through like breathing exercises, things like that. Specifically not doing crunches where you're like coming up. Basically, you want to focus on your feet moving and not moving like your upper half up. So if you have this issue, definitely look into exercises. There's a million resources on YouTube, on Google, but that's what I would suggest if you are having this. I will show how you see if you have this, and I'll show my like 1-finger gap. So hopefully that changes. I don't know. It seems permanent right now because it's been a year and I've tried to get it under control and it hasn't happened, but we'll see in the future. Another body change is stretch marks. So when I was pregnant, I was very fearful of stretch marks. I did not want any, and I was super like proud of my body at the end of pregnancy because it didn't have any stretch marks. It did a great job, and I literally could not see any stretch marks. And then once I had my baby, somehow I have stretch marks. I have like faint stretch marks on my belly, which I will show. And I also have stretch marks, like, I'm not going to show this, but like where the baby came out, there are definitely stretch marks like down there, like between my vagina and like the top of my thigh, which I guess that just came from that one day of him popping out. And again, as I said, when I was pregnant, I was very fearful of stretch marks, and I know that that can be a big fear for a lot of people, but I just want to say this, hopefully it's a positive for some people out there listening, but I actually am very excited about my stretch marks. I feel like it is a reminder that I had a baby, like I grew a baby inside my body and I gave birth to that baby and you can tell. So it's just like a remembrance. It's almost like a tattoo in my opinion. So I totally don't feel the same way about like being upset about that or like being like angry that I have stretch marks. I'm actually like very grateful that I have them, and so hopefully you can look at it the same way. I know that mine are very faint and very light, and so it's very different, and it can definitely be a triggering thing for people, but I just want to share my personal story with it. I feel great about it, and I am totally okay with it, which is not the way that I thought that I would be. Another thing I have is loose skin. So I still have loose belly skin, although I've been working out and I've been trying to get that, down, and it has gone down significantly, like a crazy amount. It's so amazing what our bodies can do, but I still have that loose skin. I don't know if that will ever go away or if that's just something that's going to be there forever. So it is what it is. And again, that's one of those things. I thought I was going to be really upset about it, and I really was into like what my body looked like. I put a lot of weight in what my body looked like, and it's not that I've let my body go or I don't feel like I should care about what my body looks like, but I just feel like so grateful because my body did this amazing, miraculous thing, and I just don't really care that much that I have some loose skin. It's just changed my perspective. Another weird body change is body odor. It's so weird and gross, but I never had body odor before. I could like go work out. I've been a volleyball player my whole life. I could play volleyball like for hours and hours, and lift weights and whatever, and I would never have body odor. And for some reason now, like I have a weird smell. Like I noticed it a lot when I first had the baby, and I knew that that was like kind of thing, and the baby could smell you and whatever, but I didn't realize it was going to still be around. Like I still feel like I am stinkier. It's not to a great extent, but I definitely have like kind of a BO that I never had before, which is kind of gross, and I hope that does not stay forever. My mom said that she thinks it'll probably go away once I am done breastfeeding. I hope that's the case, but for now it's here to stay, and yeah, it's a little gross. So next I want to share some like changes that have happened in my marriage. One thing, big thing, would be that we don't sleep together anymore. So I sleep with my son in a different room, which is like very different from before when we slept together every night. And so that's just like a change that I don't think is like totally permanent, but it's definitely permanent for the moment. It's semi-permanent, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I think that whenever I have another baby, it's going to be the same situation. And then if we're blessed with another baby, it would be the same situation. So I think that this is less of a permanent change and more of just like how it is at the time. But that is something that is different and something that has definitely been a learning curve through having a baby and for this first year of life. Another change within our marriage, which this is TMI, yes, I know, but it is my libido. So before we had a baby, I was very regular in wanting to do things. Actually, it was like an abundance all the time, and now it is not the same. So I don't know if it's just like lack of sleep or if it's because my priorities are like somewhere else, taking care of another human being, or if it's just, I don't know, breastfeeding, my hormones and all these things are happening. I don't know what it is, and I hope that it doesn't stay like this forever. I've heard this from actually a lot of women that this is a thing and like there's a little bit of a shift, but I hope this doesn't stay because our roles have kind of switched, and it's okay for now, and it's not like anything's bad or like I don't love my husband or anything like that, and it's still all good, works the same as it did before you have a baby, but it's just a little different, and that's something that I didn't think about or didn't know about. Next, I want to share some kind of like mindset changes, mindset shifts that I have made, and I could honestly go on and on and on about all these things, but I'm just gonna like briefly talk about them. So if you are interested in like a more in-depth version of like any of these things, please put them in the comments and I will definitely create another video having to do with whatever you guys are interested in. So the first thing is I have become a lot more modest. So I don't know if you have watched my like closet cleaning out video, but I kind of share that I used to dress a little bit more promiscuous, like I liked really short shorts and tight things and blah, 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 blah. And I just like I don't feel like wearing a belly shirt. I don't feel like wearing like a really small bikini. It's not that I don't love like my body or anything like that. It's just like, I don't think those things are cute anymore on myself. And I just don't feel comfortable sharing those things. I think it's like, I had a baby and my husband got to like witness like things down there, like a whole human coming out down there. And then also I like feed my baby for a year with my boobs and blah, blah, blah. Like those two things are something that are like very private and like personal in my opinion now. And I just feel like it's just something for my baby and my husband. And I don't know why, I just don't feel like sharing all those things with the world anymore. I feel like it's just like a lot more private to me, and I'm like glad that I have gotten to this point, but I guess just having a baby did this to me. I have become a little bit prude, I guess. Another thing that changed is the way that I eat. So I used to be very particular about the way I ate. I would only eat one thing at a time. There was never like, oh, eat your salad a little bit, eat your corn a little bit, your potato a little. No, it was like finish one thing, then go to the next, then go to the next, and nothing could ever touch. Like I loved using like baby plates with all the sections cut out so that nothing changed, nothing touched, or I would have like separate plates for everything because I couldn't have things mixed. I don't know. But now I don't care. I will just eat anything at any temperature at any time, and it could be mixed up and it could be whatever. It doesn't matter. I do not eat the same. And I've also drastically changed my diet, and I'm going to make another video about that because it has drastically changed, and there's a lot more to that, a lot more about my health journey and things like that. If you're interested, subscribe and you'll see that video coming up soon. Another mindset shift would be how I view time. So I personally am not like a planner. I don't really like schedule things out. I like to just like go with the flow, and that's just how I live my life. And I also don't have like a 9-to-5 job, and so it's just like very easy to just like be fluid throughout the day, if that makes sense. And so from having a baby, that has completely changed. I definitely plan out my days. I have a huge planner and I write down like everything we're gonna do, everything I need to get done, and I think through like how long it's going to take me to do things, how we can squeeze in certain things. Like it just has drastically changed the way that I operate in my head and how I plan things, schedule things, whatever. And so I think that's a really positive shift that has happened to me since having a baby. So another change would be taking ownership in the kitchen. So before, I don't really feel like I planned out meals. We would just like shop and whatever was in the fridge, like that's what we would eat, and it wasn't anything like special. It was like very like bland, easy meals. And now I feel like I have really taken over the kitchen. I plan out all of our meals, and I am very specific about the ingredients that I choose and the nutrition and the protein, all those things. Like I am very specific about it now, and we are going to the farmer's market and doing all the things. And I am constantly looking up new recipes, and I take notes, and I'm trying to like be a really good cook, and I create snacks from scratch and all these things. Like I feel like this is something I never would have done previously, but I am very excited that I am doing this, and it just gives me so much joy to bake and make food and have something like have more meals for my family, and to just like be able to contribute to my family in that way, which is totally not the way that I've ever thought about it. And so I think that's another really awesome thing that, you know, having a baby has done to me. Plus I'm like very conscious of the things that he eats and the things that are going to into his body. And so with that, I'm thinking about the things that are going into our body. So I feel like I've just created a healthier, happier home by doing that, and I'm very excited about that aspect of our life. The last mindset shift that I have made is working out. So of course I still care about my body, I still care about my health, and I still work out, but it's not to the same extreme as before. Like before, I was a crazy person. I had to work out every single day, if not twice, and then I always had to make sure I got it in, even if I forgot there was like a fly somewhere. But even if it was like midnight or 11:30 and I hadn't got my workout in, I would stop and like do that workout instead of going to sleep. Like my husband would be in bed and I would like do some kind of workout, which was crazy because one day is not going to change anything. It's not going to kill you to not work out for one day, but that's just how I was. And I do not feel that stress and anxiety to work out like that anymore. I feel at peace, and I still am mostly working out once a day, but sometimes my workout is literally 20 minutes of yoga or like a 20-minute walk with weights. It's simple things. And yes, I still do like Orange Theory. If you don't know what that is, it is a workout class that is a lot of like cardio and then rowing and lifting weights and stuff like that. But I just feel more at peace with my body, and I know that I will get my body back, whatever that means, at some point when it happens. And I'm not in some kind of rush to like get my body exactly the same as it was before I had a baby back right this second. I just feel at peace, and I can see that my body's changing, and I just feel like it's just going to be what it's going to be. And it's just crazy because when I was pregnant, I never thought that. I thought I would definitely, as soon as I hit the 6-week mark, I was going to work out like crazy and I was going to get my body back in like 3 months and it was going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. And that didn't happen, and that's not the case, and that is totally okay. And I just never thought that I would like get to this point where I felt at peace with that. And I'm really loving that I am at peace with that. So I really hope that this video helped. I hope that it gives you like a positive outlook on motherhood and your postpartum body and postpartum mental changes and things like that. This is just my experience. I understand that like everyone is different. Everyone's going to look different. Everyone's body's going to change at different speeds, and everyone is going to have different things happen to them. But this is just my journey, my story, my personal whatever. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are interested in more videos like this, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.